Naruto agenda is genuinely hilarious. Video by Tier List Man 39.
All right, Jimmy, who is this? The god of shinobi? Jimmy, you absolute troglodyte. That is the world's worst.
Hiruzen, please take care of our child and make sure he's viewed as a hero. Trust me, bro, I will. I get it, bro. The premise of Naruto kind of falls apart when you realize that none of the shit Naruto went through as a kid had to happen, and that it all kind of falls on the ineptitude of one Hokage who wasn't even that tough. Let's keep it a stack. And I mean, I get it, right? Like, it probably was just an oversight on Kishimoto's part. You know what I mean? You want to give your shonen MC the backstory he needs to be inspiring, so on and so forth. You got to have him come up out the mud. And I mean, I guess we've kind of almost reversed that formula now. I feel like now the more common thing is to have a pretty decent childhood and then get thrown into some bullshit in your teen years and yearn for your normal life back. But, you know, Naruto kind of took the opposite approach of he had to have a bad backstory and, you know, he had to grow up living alone in a fucking studio apartment, eating nothing but cup ramen and being ousted by the whole village and whatever. But yeah, Hiruzen, nah, bro. I can't fuck with him, bro. I'm sorry. He wasn't even tough enough to, like, even justify the shit he did. Like, niggas still fuck with, what's the old boy with the white hair? Tobirama? Niggas still fuck with him despite his bullshit because he was tough. But this dude,
deadbeat.
Nah.
Another one of these wrong, and I'm kicking you from my class. Who is this, Jimmy?
Danzo. Again, Danzo hate is valid. And that scar on his chin used to always piss me the fuck off, bro. How do you even get that? Let's talk about that. What sort of squabbles are you engaged in to get an X-shaped scar on your chin? You let a nigga double kunai your chin? You fell on your shit? Who's like, how do you even get that?
Oh, I actually know this one. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. No, Jimmy, that is a war criminal responsible for facilitating a genocide. Oh my God.
Yep.
You got an answer right, Jimmy. I did? Yes, you did. Let's see if you can keep the good luck going. Final question. Who?
That's some good slander. You see, Naruto slander, let's talk about it. Naruto slander's in a weird place because it's kind of outdated. Okay, Naruto is past its prime, kind of, even though it still technically is the most watched anime outside of Japan, like on Netflix and shit. Like, it looks like it's just going to be an all-time list type of show, right? But even then, the fan base is a bit older and so on and so forth. A lot of the prime Naruto slander / discussions kind of took place like a decade ago. But calling Danzo Netanyahu, that's like the spirit of New Age slander. You know, slander is a relation of things to Israel and Netanyahu, you know, with like some old age targets like Danzo. Even though, like I always say, we all know who the biggest victim of Naruto slander is, and that's my girl Sakura, man. Rip.
Is this, Jimmy?
Oh no, that nigga does this nigga get slandered more than Sakura? Again, he might get, his slander's a bit more deserved though. Kiba? But the Sakura slander is...
Jacob from Twilight? Jimmy, you walking Planned Parenthood ad. You couldn't even get something this simple? Jimmy, that's obviously...
You gonna act like you don't know who it is?
Who is that? When you think anime agenda, the first things that come to mind are One Piece.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. One Piece be on a whole new level with the agenda. The two most powerful movers in agenda right now are obviously easily One Piece and Jujutsu Kaisen. Jujutsu Kaisen, they don't really have like the creativity of the One Piece niggas. Every now and then I'll see some really, really creative shit out of the Jujutsu Kaisen slander community, but a lot of it is just parroting and readapting old jokes. It's pretty self-referential. Now, One Piece, yo, I know so much about, I've had so many spoilers through One Piece Slander, and I'm not even mad because this shit is so funny. I know y'all seen the video of Luffy sitting back with this is the Vigil, right? And he's Tony Stark. And they said Luffy, after purposely getting, because y'all know what happened in the most recent chapters. We all fucking know. Let's keep it a stack. Okay, he fought Big, I'm not gonna, super spoil it, but he fought Big Homie and got bodied. They said Luffy, after purposely losing the fight so that people would make Vigil AI memes and use up all the ocean water so that he wouldn't have a weakness anymore and be scaled to multiversal, bro. Them One Piece niggas be smart with the slander, bro. I'm not gonna lie. They're creative with it.
JJK, maybe even Dragon Ball. And at first
Dragon Ball be doing like Unk slander too.
I thought so too. But nothing prepared me for the sheer lunacy that is Naruto agenda. Today we're going to be examining 4 characters: Kiba, Danzo, Itachi, and Hiruzen.
Itachi. What, do they be calling Itachi a potential man, bro? Like a statement merchant?
The internet is plowing the hardest and grading whether they truly deserve the slander. We have a grading scale going from A+ for no fraudulence here, all the way to F for fraud. Got it? In that case, let's start out with Kiba.
Fang over Fang. Didn't he die because Naruto, or not die? Didn't he lose a fight because Naruto pooted in his face?
All 3 remaining Kiba fans to stay off of TikTok for the next 4 years. I personally always hated Kiba, but I think everyone on that platform actually wants him dead. Marco specifically has been beating
Kiba's life is currently even worse.
That boy's ass for a solid month. And honestly, it's for great reason. Kiba might actually be the sorriest nigga in all of Naruto.
Is he? I don't even think that's a hot take. I don't even think that's a new take. Because the thing about Kiba is that he had the nerve. He had the nerve to be screaming around like he was finna be Hokage too. I don't know if y'all remember. And conceptually, I kind of fucked with Kiba, bro. Like, okay, he walks around with his little dog and, they squabble. And his sister was bad. His sister, y'all remember Kiba's sister, bro. Anywho, I didn't hate Kiba, conceptually. But execution-wise, they just made him a fucking bum.
But what makes me angrier than that is the fact that he actually tries to act like he's him.
This is it. Yeah. I turned down the seat of... Is this actually what he said? I turned down the seat of Hokage? Yeah, Naruto and I competed to become Hokage. Boruto sitting here really believing his ass, bro. Dead ass? Wow. You must be great if you're on the same level as my father. Nigga just lying to the youth, bruh. Sorry to damn near gotta use the Sharingan to look past his cap.
This dude is about 40 years old talking about I'll be the next Hokage.
Okay, he was like 17 here, bruh.
Get on Indeed, nigga. You are a middle-aged Chunin dog food.
This nigga was a Chunin still during the war? I didn't know that. Bruh. A lot of them were still Chunin, huh? Damn. He's not even a fraud, though. He's just ass.
Food influencer. You've been a Chunin for damn near 20 years at this point. Fill out an application. You are not too good for Walmart, I promise you. You know the Hokage needs to actually be strong enough to protect the village, right? What, dude, are you gonna hit Shibai in the face with a fang over?
Who the fuck was that? Oh, that's one of those Boruto Otsutsuki god villains, yeah.
Fang over fang? But you know what? Maybe it's fine. After all, Shikamaru became Hokage.
Nah, okay, but Shikamaru got he got the dome work. Whoa. The brain work. Pause. Shikamaru is smart. He can, honestly, he's probably a better Hokage than Naruto. Honestly, let's keep it a stack. The Hokage system is outdated. Okay, I think we know this based off the fact that we already have a Hokage and a Shadow Hokage. I think we need a 3-branch leadership system. We got our protector, our strategist, and then our Shadow Hokage. Obviously, you need someone in the shadows in the ninja world. It's ninja shit. You gotta be sneaky sometimes, sure. And then you need your protector, big dog, Naruto, big booms. Can make a big ass Rasengan for whoever comes to attack the village, cool. But then you need your nigga actually putting in strategy work. Which, to be fair, Shikamaru does basically do this. But I feel like he needs an official title. Not not just the Hokage that filled in. Like, I feel like even when I don't really know where they are in the story right now. I don't read the manga, and it looks like it's not getting adapted for a brick. Yo, whatever happened to them 4 Naruto episodes they were supposed to give us in 2023? Yo, Studio Payroll got to be the phoniest studio of all time, bro. Let's open the dialogue, bro. Those niggas just lie. Like they've gotten to a point. I feel like they're like in shitifying, bro. Like Toei. They've gotten to a point where they have their golden goose in Naruto. There's a reason they haven't adapted some shit in years. All their shit, they got their golden goose in Naruto and kind of Bleach. They're going to get a little bit more bread from Black Clover, which took them forever. You know, they damn near fumbled the whole franchise because they wanted to do weekly in 2017. Who the fuck was watching weekly anime every single week after week after? Like, bro, what? And then they're going to come in 2023. Hey, we got 4 special Naruto episodes. We can't wait to release for y'all. It's been 3 years. It's been 3 years. We haven't seen a lick of these episodes. Not one leak, not one Genga, not one confirmation, not a trailer, not even a teaser. And y'all know anime loves to drop teaser trailers, bro. Whenever some anime shit come in, especially some big shit, you're getting like 4 different trailers. The announcement trailer, the teaser trailer, the second teaser trailer, then the real trailer. You know, if that shit was even had a little bit in production, a little bit from one episode, they would have flipped it into a trailer because that's just how anime does it. I'm thinking about like the Witch Hat Atelier trailer they dropped right after the season aired. You could tell most of the footage in that trailer only came from like the exact next episode that precedes the last episode of season 1. But it's like, of course, you know, they're still in production. That's probably all the footage they have completed. If they had anything, we would see a trailer. Which leads me to believe they don't have shit. They don't have those 4 episodes. They just said they were going to make them and then just didn't. But anyway, let's move on.
And he's not all that strong. As long as Kiba is smart, he should be fine.
Right.
Surely he's not so dumb, so unintelligent, so slow that he had to cheat off his own dog to pass a written test.
Hey, bro, you think dog down here finna help me pass a test, bro? You finna help me pass a test, gang? Yeah, I'm gonna take that as a no. Nigga cheating off his dog. Oh, that's funny. That's funny. I ain't even peeped that coming out. The dog looked confused as hell too. He like, damn, I don't really know math like that.
Right?
This is trash.
Oh wait, he had to cheat off of an animal that can't even write to pass the written tuning exams. Akamaru ain't never been to school. Akamaru wasn't in reading 101. By all accounts, he should be illiterate and he can still read better than his owner. Matter of fact, let's talk about Akamaru. Because at the end of the day, he's the one carrying the 2 of them. Which is insane because
I like Akamaru.
by all accounts,
I like Akamaru. And I don't even like dogs like that. I like Akamaru.
Akamaru is a regular dog. He's not a sage animal or a talking summon, just a regular, normal-ass dog. Akamaru is the one who should be Hokage. Do you realize how crazy it is that he learned everything he did as a regular puppy?
That is kind of crazy.
By the time he was 8 years old.
Yeah, he knew full like choreography and fight choreography, and he knew what to do.
Was damn near Anbu level. It's just Kiba holding him back. Free my guy Akamaru, man. But hey, at least Kiba has his sensory capabilities. Surely he can contribute to the cause with those. One small problem. Kiba is the 3rd best sensory ninja on his own team.
Really?
I beg
on
your
his team of 3?
pardon?
His own 3.
Oh yeah, that's true. We got a Byakugan user, someone who can spread bugs everywhere and talk to them, and then just someone who has dog sniffing abilities.
3-person team, mind you. And now he's got way better feats with the Byakugan than he ever did, and Shino's bugs are way better for surveillance. He literally has nothing he's good at.
Can't
Talk
do
about
shit.
some I want to be Hokage. Naruto could literally smoke you with a fart. Matter of fact, he has smoked you with a fart back when he was way weaker. Since then, he became a god, and you got another dog to leech off of.
Did he? Really? I didn't even realize. Did Akamaru? Did Akamaru die? Rip.
Kiba did give us our glorious King Akamaru, and some way, somehow managed to get a girlfriend as a dog food influencer.
I mean, everyone in fucking Konoha ended up with someone. Khan sucks, leeches feet from dogs, Akamaru souls, and will never
He's
be
also
Hokage.
completely useless, adopts dogs to leech feast from them, and
I'm
still
saying
acts like
D.
somehow
I'm
as
saying
a
D for the
40-year-old
final
man
grade.
will still become Hokage. He goes in
Yep.
D tier.
Perfect.
But our next entry isn't just a fraud.
Uh-oh.
No, he's something much worse. Someone who's terrorized thousands of people. An authoritarian monster of a man responsible
Danzo.
for attempted ethnic cleansings on a mass scale. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Danzo Shimura.
Yup.
Who did y'all think I was talking about? While not quite at the level of Big Yahoo just yet, Danzo spent his time in power trying his best to live up to
That's just because Danzo don't really have any fucking modern technology, bruh. Giving it to him, if he had the same technology, he would have been on the same shit.
those ideals. This dude was absolute garbage. I'd have a harder time pointing out the crimes he didn't commit than the ones he did. Forget Black Zetsu, this nigga is the one responsible for everything bad in the series, especially when it comes to the Leaf Village he allegedly
wrong.
tries so hard to protect.
Not even
what
wrong.
detail should I even hit you with first in his quest to step on as many rakes as possible? I guess we'll start with the Akatsuki, who for a long time were the single greatest threat to global peace in the entire universe. Do you want to know why they ended up that way? Because of Danzo. He intentionally pitted Yahiko against Hanzo, which got Yahiko smoked and radicalized Pain. Why? Well, to serve his political interests, of course. One of which is apparently not having an unexploded village. Speaking of village explosions, let's talk about how little resistance Pain
This shit was fucking disgusting, by the way. Like, golly.
faced when he attacked and eventually destroyed the Leaf. Do you want to guess how it ended up that way? Because of Danzo. Danzo intentionally, alongside his people, sat on his ass against Pain in what was probably the dumbest move of all time. Why? Well, to serve his political interests, of course.
Yeah, he be doing... I mean, you know, low-key just a politician, bro, but he just doesn't care who dies in the crossfire.
If the attack was successful, it made Tsunade look bad, which meant he was more likely to become Hokage. Tiny problem with that. You do
You're
realize
not
that to
gonna have a
rule the Leaf Village,
There has to be
there
a
needs to
fucking
be
Leaf
a
Village. This
village.
nigga's fucking stupid, bro. I guess he was just counting on, you know, someone coming to save the day.
right? Was the nigga planning to run the village hidden in the smoking crater? The village hidden in the rubble pile? And honestly, what might have been one of his dumbest decisions was the only one that didn't backfire on him. You see, someone leaked to the villagers that Naruto was the Nine-Tails Jinchuriki, causing his childhood to be absolute hell. How
Right.
did that happen? Because of Danzo. Why? I couldn't fucking tell you. The best explanation I've seen is that it gives the villagers somewhere to focus their hate, but
Fair.
why?
Yeah,
What-
what does he gain from that, bro? He was just doing evil for the love of it.
What could you possibly gain from uniting the village against Naruto? If you want to use him as a weapon, probably shouldn't make him hate the village he's working for. If you wanted him dead, you could have just had him killed. All you did was make sure that if Naruto was even slightly less kind than he was in the OG series, you'd have personally dug the graves of every single soul in the village.
Yeah.
Maybe the goal was to unite them
Then
in
he would have just got his get back on all y'all.
death. I don't know. But of course, his most infamous Danzo decision was the Uchiha massacre. The Uchiha clan was thinking of starting a coup at the time, mind you, due to oppression Danzo facilitated, so even if I don't agree, I get why he did it. What really pissed me off was the aftermath. This dude killed off the most powerful clan in the entire village, stole about 40 billion Uchiha eyeballs. Also, he
Yeah.
could proceed to never do shit with them?
Just implant them in his fucking arm once.
He could have given them to some of his root members. He could have actually used his little genocide sleeve tattoo to do anything. Instead, all he does is sit on his thumbs, look mysterious, and supposedly do good things for the village, which we actually never see, by the way. For all the talk of him being unnecessary evil, I could count on a quadruple amputee's hands how many times we've seen him do anything
U.S. quadruple amputee cornhole champion arrested on suspicion of murder. What the fuck is this headline?
useful for Konoha. The literal only positive thing I can give Danzo is that he isn't Benjamin Netanyahu. He's not
Damn
going in
close.
F tier. Oh no, that would be far too sweet.
he's
going in special
hell. Okay.
But if anyone could come close to joining him there, it would have to be his number one enabler. Hiruzen might have had
Here we go. Hiruzen, let's see it.
the biggest fall off in the history of Naruto. Do you remember what he was like when the series started? According to everyone, he was the strongest Hokage ever in his
I did think Hiruzen was going to be a fucking dog, bro. Like the way they were glazing him early on, I thought he was finna be like the Hashirama of this shit, bro. And then he just ends up being the objectively worst Hokage in terms of both strength and swag and actually getting shit done as Hokage.
His prime. He was a competent leader of the village. Even as an old man, he was great and powerful and wise. Heck, even his death was perfect. He sacrificed his life saving the village from Orochimaru, who from what we knew was arguably the strongest man alive at the time.
Yeah.
But unfortunately for the old man...
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. That arc, bro, was fire, bro. Just the threat, the fear that Orochimaru put in my heart first time going through that arc was... I'll never forget it.
Kishimoto kept writing. If the story had just ended with part 1, Hiruzen would have honestly gone down as a top-tier Hokage. But little by little, he went from Shaq to, well, Shaq. For one, we started finding out about the other Hokage, and it didn't look good. For all the talk about Prime Hiruzen, turns out he's demonstrably weaker than every other Kage he was alive for.
Very much so.
Hashirama? Not even a conversation. Minato? KCM? Flying Raijin? GG. Heck, even Tobirama Uchigaru Senju was stronger. Yeah, the dude who got stomped out by Kinkaku and Ginkaku. He was pressing Warlord Sasuke with a finger twitch, who is, teeny tiny bit stronger than Orochimaru.
Yeah.
The supposed strongest Hokage ever is only stronger than the Hokage who came after he died.
Did they call him the strongest Hokage ever? That must have been retconned then, because hell no.
But what really screwed his reputation over was him being a deadbeat ass nigga. And I'm not just talking about Naruto here. Now, a lot has obviously been said regarding the third Hokage being the best father figure since Sho Tucker to Naruto, but what was really insane was finding out just how responsible he was. Even at the start of the series, it was kind of insane that nobody bothered to give the walking nuke kid a step-parent or two, as I hope will be obvious.
Just had him walking around vandalizing the fucking statues and shit, bro. Like, it would not have been hard to get him some better accommodations.
Now, the fate of the village was literally predicated on keeping Naruto happy. But as we find out later, with his dying words, the fourth Hokage entrusted Naruto's safety to Hiruzen. Also, Hiruzen can have a 6-year-old son living solo dolo in the ghetto, shitting out spoiled milk on the floor. But enough has already been said about Naruto and Hiruzen. He was a terrible parental figure to basically everyone he ever mentored. Let's go down the list, shall we? Look at how everyone he played a paternal role for ended up. Asuma? Trash. Konohamaru's parents?
Whoa. Asuma trash, kind of crazy.
Trash. Konohamaru? Extraordinary trash. And his students? Well, they're actually top-tier ninjas, but 2 of them were on the island and the other is an alcoholic gambling addict, so, as people, trash. We're not even going to get into the fact of how much shit he let Danzo slink away with. It's just so insane seeing how badly he fell off from starting the series as the unimpeachable GOAT Hokage to ending it off as a middle-of-the-pack bum whose students are all either Hidan victims or victimizing Genin. Hiruzen at least did have a super long reign as Hokage, plus he did save the village from Orochimaru, but he was a failure as a father figure for like 8 different
Let Danzo play in his booty all the time. What the fuck?
characters, and he let Danzo play in his face for decades. He goes in C tier.
I can see
There's
C
one
tier.
other fall from grace in Naruto that might be even steeper than Hiruzen's. Ladies and gentlemen,
Here comes the Itachi hate, bruh. Here comes the Itachi hate. There was a point in time too. Honestly, I feel like the Itachi glaze in the modern era of anime fans has been inherited by characters like Gojo. I feel like that's a similar level of glaze. But there was a there was a point in time where this nigga Itachi was the subject of some all-time list glaze.
To you, Itachi Uchiha. But before we get to Itachi, I'd like to ask that you please like, share, and subscribe. If you do, you're goated and sexy and your booty is fat. With that being said, let's jump into Itachi. Y'all remember when niggas used to like Itachi?
Yes, bro. It wasn't just like niggas would argue that this nigga could beat Goku by putting him in a genjutsu and stuff.
There was a time in the 2010s where he actually used to be the man.
Yeah.
All the glaze you see Jinwoo get, Gojo get, heck, even Crollo, shit, all...
Crollo, does Crollo even get overly glazed though? Niggas just think he's cool. I don't think Crollo gets some Jinwoo Gojo level glaze. It's because Hunter x Hunter fans, you know what I mean? We a bit more intelligent. You know, we be actually reading this shit. He don't get like that type of glaze. We understand his weaknesses and flaws.
Went to Itachi, where as he used to be known, the Solo King. It was a given that no matter who you were, your verse got soloed by Itachi. People said he watched Ichigo,
because of fucking what's it, genjutsu, bro. They used to swear that genjutsu, especially because niggas didn't have chakra. That was like the counter, right? Genjutsu wouldn't work if they didn't have chakra. But they used to swear he could genjutsu anyone.
Goku. I saw someone unironically arguing he could Tsukuyomi Galactus. And honestly, it made sense. Itachi was the coolest guy there was for most of the series. And when you found out about his tragic backstory, it only made him that much cooler. Besides, if you were a power scale, you could hype him up as much as you wanted. After all, the impressive stuff we saw Itachi do was while he was nerfed. Imagine prime, healthy Itachi. But unfortunately for Itachi, people began to start thinking.
You know?
If he was secretly good the whole time, then what was the point behind half the shit he did in part 1? If he wanted Sasuke to pursue and kill him to get EMS, that's cool.
Okay.
But he also wanted Sasuke to live a good life and protect the leaf.
True.
Do you know what
why put him through all that?
Isn't conducive to living a good life? Making someone watch their parents die 518,400 times.
I ain't no way.
Was that the actual canon amount of times he had to live through that shit?
Wait, boy. Boy, ain't no way, boy.
Yeah, that's right. Someone did the
I'm not gonna lie. If that's the canon amount of times he had to watch that shit, I can kind of see why that nigga went off his rocker for a bit, bro. 518,000, and it feels like new every single time because it's a fucking illusion where your feelings and emotions are being manipulated. Yeah, nah.
math for when Itachi hit Sasuke with that Tsukuyomi, and it comes out to 518,400 times. I can't possibly see how that would psychologically damage Sasuke at all or ruin his development. Or how about the fact that he told Sasuke to murder his best friend? You know, the Jinchuriki son of the 4th Hokage, who's one of the Leaf's greatest assets? But let's assume somehow Itachi's extensive spy network didn't catch that. I know Mr. Genocide McGee might not know this, considering he got away scot-free going...
I'm not gonna lie, though. This is an all-time list anime pose right here, though. With this might be the coldest moon farm in fiction. I don't know. It's debatable.
...free going full Anakin on a bunch of toddlers. But usually, when people kill people, they go to prison. Which, from my sources, isn't much of a good life. And the type of person who would kill their best friend for power probably isn't all that interested in protecting the village. But character inconsistency wasn't the final nail in the coffin. Oh no, it wasn't. What truly destroyed Itachi's reputation was him during the massacre. You see, we all know that Itachi was the OG clan killer before...
I do wonder, who will people turn on 10 years from now that are just glazed? It's an interesting thought exercise. It's hard to predict.
Maki, and that's always been accepted. After all, Itachi was a manipulated child at the time. He had no choice. But then, this old piece of fan art resurfaced.
Oh yeah, that shit did a horrible work for the Itachi fans, bruh.
Surfaced around 2020, and it was GG's for Itachi. There are multiple US presidents who haven't got as much flack for grabbing a kid as Itachi did. Whoever published this must have felt like Oppenheimer making the first nuke. You can't have any sort of Itachi discourse without seeing this picture.
You know?
Itachi's a well-written character? Leg grab kid. Can Itachi beat this character? Leg grab kid.
Yeah, this shit is visceral though, I'm not gonna lie. And they made one for Maki too, didn't they? Like, based off this?
Everywhere you looked, it was just pic after pic of Itachi trying to murk this little ass kid. From there, it just snowballed into outright slander. And worse for him, it was actually pretty fun.
Make a wish to your fraud. Watch out, Kisame. It's part 1 Kakashi. I better use my Mangekyo Sharingan or we're finished. Okay. Had to use the Sharingan against part 1 Kakashi. Ducked Obito, ducked Pain, looked the other way as they sent people 3 times to Konoha to capture Naruto. Best battle IQ in the universe. Look inside. Aspo no Jutsu. Oh my god, Sasuke saved me. Kabuto caught me in a part 1 Genjutsu. Negative chakra levels. And then of course, yo, you remember how much... Hey bro, if Itachi didn't have his tuberculosis, he'd be frying anyone.
Funny. Everyone who'd ever preyed on Itachi's downfall came out of the woodwork. Which brings us to nowadays. The Itachi agenda is still barely alive, but the barely is doing more lifting than Larry Wheels. Itachi did have a lot of circumstances go.
Pros had difficult circumstances to deal with, was the most hyped man in anime for a decade. It really is like, you know what I mean? It really is just one of those things where you can't be loved forever, bro. And I think he just was hyped long enough to see himself become the joke. Like I feel like anime discourse, for whatever reason, for better or worse rather, is so negative that no character will ever reach Itachi level glaze again without invoking equal and opposite hate. And I think that's balanced. I think that's how it should be. But if we do see a character reach that level one day, again, of just pure glaze, no hate, I'm very curious to see who it may be. I have some predictions. Gojo exists, but Gojo has a pretty strong bit of equal and opposite hate. There's not really a JJK character that gets glazed through and through and doesn't have hate, bouncing back just as strong. I'm trying to think. Maybe old boy from I can see it happening maybe for a Kagurabachi character. You know what I mean? I haven't seen enough Kagurabachi slander to understand what that community looks like, but maybe some shit out of Ichi the Witch. I don't know. I'm trying to think of all the new shows that have motion now. It's hard to say. We'll just have to wait and see.
Going against him, had amazing feats while nerfed, and was the most hyped man in anime for like a decade. But he's also had a massive fall off comparable to Gogeta. And he was a terrible brother to the person he killed his whole clan to protect. He goes.
I was thinking B.
So all in all,
we really on the same shit right now.
Iba ended up barely passing with a D. Itachi passes with a B. Hiruzen also passes with a slightly
what the fuck? Deku up there in B? Cool, my nigga Deck.
lower C. And Danzo ties with Meliodas for the biggest fraud in the class in the special hell tier.
Cool. Why the fuck is Mekami in here twice? This is hate. This nigga is in here twice with the same picture. Oh, man. Golly.
And 2 tiers below them, we have Big Yahoo himself.
Cool. Who the fuck is this nigga from? Has been. I'm not tapped in with Has Been like that.